Hey, this is Chris Ralph, and I'm out in Nevada. And on a beautiful spring day, I'm here to do a field test of the Gold Monster 2000, another field test. You see, the Gold Monster is a revolutionary new VLF with a multi-frequency, and I've done a couple of videos on it. And it shines in being super sensitive to small gold. And I already took it out and did a field test on really small gold, and I got the smallest piece of gold. I won't call it a nugget. The smallest piece of gold I'd ever found with a metal detector. But, it also is supposed to shine on ground that's a little bit more mineralized and a little hotter than some VLFs will accept. And so I'm here at a spot in Nevada where most of the country rock, most of the bedrock around here is volcanic rock of one type or another. And I've had the Gold Monster 1000 out here, and it's just too mineralized for it. And the gold here is kind of small. It's not like big chunky nuggets. It's not big enough gold that I could just use the SDC 2300 or one of the other pulse induction detectors. It's really small enough that it needs a VLF, and until now there wasn't a VLF that could handle that. Until now, there really wasn't a VLF with the high sensitivity that could handle ground like this. And in fact, to be honest, I'm really putting the 2000 to the test, because this is ground really much better worked with a pulse induction machine like the SDC 2300 or the 6000, the Minelab. But the gold here is really small, and I mean really small. So we're going to go out here and test in an area. This is an area that a friend of mine found a while back last year, and actually came out here with Jeff Williams and my friend Alex, and we poked around a little bit. And I know Jeff came out here and did a dry washing video, and I haven't been back since because, well, it got to be the difficult weather and other stuff going on in my life. So now the weather's nice. I'm back out here, and I'm going to sample some more. Now, this is an interesting area. Like a lot of placers, it's spotty, and there's places that are pretty low grade and places that are pretty high grade. Alex has found some real high grade spots. Jeff, when he did, and Jeff is a very experienced, very knowledgeable prospector, and he chose a spot to sample and do some dry washing, and he got a little bit of gold. But there's some places out here with pretty good gold, a lot more than a little bit. And so I'm going to do some sampling around with my metal detector with the Gold Monster 2000, and I'm going to have the chest mounted camera, and I'm going to dig some targets, and we're going to take a look at things, and I'll talk to you about the Gold Monster 2000 performing in ground that's just a little bit too hot for most high sensitivity VLFs. And the trick with the Gold Monster 2000 is its multi-frequency, and it's able to use the lower frequencies and some of the ground canceling technology that Minelab has developed to perform better. I've talked to people who've used the Gold Monster in some really areas, and they said there are areas that will overwhelm it. You can get too mineralized for a VLF, but I expect the Gold Monster 2000 to do a lot better than what I would expect. And like I say, I've had the 1000 in this area, and it's just too mineralized for the 1000. So let's take the 2000 out and see if we can find us some gold. Well, here's our first target. It's kind of bouncing around both sides, and it's indicating a 2 on the thing, so it's a pretty strong target. But it's given more a signal to the non-ferrous side, so let me dig it and see what we get. Okay. Still in the ground. I dug the hole a little deeper. Not sure if it's out of the hole yet or not. Definitely out of the hole. All I can say is it's real certain it's non-ferrous. So let me get out my scoop and we'll give it a try and see what we got. It's definitely banging pretty hard to the non-ferrous side. Let's give it a try and see what we got. Definitely in the spoon now. Okay, there's the target. It was a squished piece of lead, but that's what a piece of gold that size would have sounded off like. So yeah, you know it's working, and it's able to handle this more mineralized ground and pick out targets. So let me take it down to the spot I originally intended. I'm shooting at an area that's an inside bend on the little stream or little drainage that goes through here, hoping to pick up some gold that landed on the inside bend. But we're in an area where there's people, and well, where there's people, there's always at least a little bit of lead. Looking at hot rock here. One of the things about being in a highly mineralized area is you're probably going to have hot rocks, and here I've run into a hot rock. Now on the discrimination, it's showing iron. It's reading like a 12 or 13, but it's a broad sound. You know, hot rocks have a size and a width to them, and so when you hit one, occasionally you get real strong small hot rocks, but a lot of times like this, you get a broad sound that indicates that the target is big, and then the fact that it's indicating iron also points to the fact that it's a hot rock. Here's an interesting target that's showing a 3, which is a range that, you know, a lot of small gold might show up at, and it's showing 3, 4, and it's showing all to the non-ferrous side. So it's performing well, and this is one that, you know, it could be lead, but you know, it's a good chance it could be gold too. So let's dig this one and see. Okay, we got it in the scoop. Well, it's another fragment of lead. This is an actual fragment that's broken up, and it's a little bit of shrapnel. But this is exactly how it would have sounded and exactly how it would have reacted if it were gold. So let's keep going and see if we can't find us some real gold and not lead.
Well, here's my take for the day. 20 pieces of lead, 1 little piece of aluminum, 1 little piece of brass, and 1 little piece of steel. And so I didn't get any gold. And that's the part of the going out there and checking areas that I knew had gold. I knew the gold was very fine. I've never heard of anybody actually finding any nuggets in that area. So, you know, it was worth a try. A friend says he has found pieces of gold that were big enough to detect with a metal detector, but I think that they were at depth and they were too small to detect at, 5 or 6 inches. I could have had you watch me dig, 20 pieces of lead, but I think you got the point. Now, I will talk a little bit about the performance of the detector.
So I'm bringing you back in because I wanted to talk a little bit more about the field test. I didn't find any gold, but when you're exploring areas that you don't know anybody else has found any gold with a metal detector there, I know there's gold, but I also know that it's really small. And I just didn't get over a piece big enough for the detector to see. And I know that the Gold Monster 2000 can see some really small stuff. But the real main point of why I was out there was to field test it in mineralized ground. Ground that was a little bit more difficult than what the Gold Monster 1000 or other high frequency VLFs as they are able to handle. And I did real well. I was real pleased with how it performed. It handled the ground pretty good. there were a lot of hot rocks there. There were hot rocks there that a pulse induction machine would see. I mean, there were big pieces of basalt and stuff. And, the Gold Monster 2000 responded to those big pieces of basalt, but it clearly showed that they were hot rocks. And so, it worked pretty well. I really was surprised that, there wasn't a lot of general ground noise and otherwise general problems. And the hot rocks that were problems were mostly pretty good sized. And so you could kind of, you get near it, you see, oh yeah, there's a big chunk of basalt. So I knew that it really, was a hot rock and I wasn't thinking it was some kind of target or something. So anyway, overall, I was very pleased with the performance of the Gold Monster 2000 out in the field in a mineralized ground area. And so I'll be taking it out again in the future, have it out again soon, and we'll go out and find some gold with it. I'll take it to a place where I know that there's some gold to be found. But I want to say that, whatever detector you're using and wherever you are, finding gold is a skill, and just having good equipment, that's a good start. But, like buying a set of golf clubs, I bought a really nice set of golf clubs. That doesn't make me a scratch golfer any more than buying a voltmeter makes me a journeyman electrician. And, it's the skill of those people that make all the difference. And, I wrote a book. It's called Fistful of Gold, and I wrote it because I want you to be able to go out and find fistful of gold for yourself, and it will impart to you that skill that you need to successfully find gold. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my book, and I've also partnered with an outfit called High Plains. They're a mail order outfit that you can purchase whatever prospecting equipment you want from them, whether it's a pan or a sluice box, a metal detector, you name it, they've got it all. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my book and about High Plains right now. This is my book, Fistful of Gold. And like I say, it's an encyclopedia of prospecting. And, if you want to go out and find your own nuggets, you want to go find your own gold, you want to be successful, well, it's about what you know. The guys who are finding gold, they have a knowledge. It's a skill. I sometimes compare it to like being an electrician. Just buying a voltmeter at Home Depot doesn't make you a journeyman electrician. And having a sluice box or a metal detector or gold pan doesn't make you a successful prospector. It's about what you know, right? And that's why I wrote this book. Like I say, it's an encyclopedia. It has stuff that really is for beginners. It has stuff that's for mid-level guys that have learned the basics and want to learn more. And it has even some more advanced things for guys that have some experience but want to learn even more. And I've actually run into people in the field where they tell me something and I say, well, that's a pretty advanced concept. Where'd you learn that? And then they said, I read your book. So, it has a real high rating on Amazon, and it's available either from Amazon or from High Plains. Now, High Plains Prospectors, they're an outfit that's a mail order prospecting equipment dealer. They have everything you can imagine from, a simple gold pan through basic metal detectors all the way to high-end metal detectors and other stuff. If you need it for the prospecting games, High Plains has it. And you can get a discount code with them. If you order something from them, use the discount code Chris Ralph. It's CHRISRALPH in all caps, no space in between Chris and Ralph. And you can get a discount off of what you're buying from them. And then they have my book. You can get my book from them. And so they're really great guys, and I've dealt with them for a while, and I'm happy to recommend them because, like I say, they're good dudes. So if you want to learn more about prospecting, consider my book, Fistful of Gold. And be sure to take a look at my YouTube episodes. I've got lots of videos and lots of information on YouTube. And, I oftentimes get people say, hey, Chris, why don't you make a video on XYZ, right? And it's like 90% of the time, it's like, I already have a video on XYZ. Take a look. And so if you're interested, look at my back catalog of videos because there's a lot of good information there. And we'll see you in the next video.